friends, so once again I'm doing this video as a second part of Kdenlive tutorial series, and I promised you in my last introduction video that I'll be making a couple of videos as a series of videos to explore this tool Kdenlive very much in detail. So as part of that, this is the second video, and I hope you enjoy. If you like it, you can subscribe it, you can leave a comment to me, and you can even ask me the questions. If I know, I'll answer. If I don't know, I'll tell you upfront honest that I don't know, and I'll try to research myself, and then I can give you the answer. But I have used this tool probably for a couple of years by now, and I may be able to answer a couple of questions. I'm not a professional like the film producer, and I'm not like the media geek either. I mean, whatever I'm going to show you is out of my experience, like self-taught thing, which I have explored myself, and out of that I'll be sharing my experiences and knowledge to you for you to apply that. Okay, so let's see what we are going to do today as part of this video. Okay, so as part of this video, I'm going to show you two things. One is how to download and install Kdenlive, and the second thing is we'll be just going over the interface. And Kdenlive has like very detailed interface, so probably will not be able to go in very much in depth, and probably there are tons of the menu items and different little things around the screen, and we might not be able to explore each and everything. But I think the things which you might need for producing the video in general, that I will just go over. And as we go further into the depth in the coming videos, at that time the particular tools or the menu items we'll explore in details. But I'll give you kind of very not very high level, but I think enough information about the interface that you can go and start playing around and even produce the video. So that's the goal is. So let's go about how to install and how to download and install Kdenlive. So here is my Chrome, and all you do is just go to Google and search for Kdenlive, and first link should show up as Kdenlive Libre video editor. Just click on download here. Okay, and this is the download page. Now here there are different Linux, and by default it is showing me the different the Linux downloads which is available. And because I'm using the Linux machine, I'm using Ubuntu 18.10, and that's why it just detected it, and that's why it shows me all the Linux based download. Ubuntu is Debian based, so if you click here on the Debian, you see this command. If you run this command in the terminal, then you can install it Kdenlive by that. Now I have Kdenlive already installed, and so I'm not going to run this command. But if you are using Linux and if you want to install Kdenlive, this is the command you can just copy paste in your terminal, and it should do your work. And if you are using other distros, then based on that, all the commands are available here. If you are using Fedora, then you can go to RPMS. If you are using some other things, then you can go there and you can run the commands for that. The best thing to do, instead of going through this terminal and running all those commands, and it might not be for the minimal user or the end user, if you're not big techie guy, then probably the best thing for you to do is not to look at this section, but you see here as a cross distribution package, and there is an app image. So if you're using Linux, then you can download this app image. You expand this by clicking here, and then you download by clicking this. And what it will do is it will download the app image. App image is like the Windows exe. Okay, so it will come as a single file .app image, and I'll show you. I have already downloaded that, so when you download, by default, whatever the folder you have configured for your downloads to go, it will go, but by default it would go to downloads. When I downloaded, it was in downloads, and then I moved it to home folder. And let me just change the view. So if you see, here is my Kdenlive app image. You can see it here. So this is my Kdenlive app image. I hope you are tracking my cursor. So here is my Kdenlive app image. And all you need to do is, it will be just one file, nothing to install, nothing. If you want to run Kdenlive, all you do is just double click on this and it should work. If it doesn't work, then probably one reason may be that if you go to properties and permissions, you see this checkbox, allow executing file as program. If it is not checked, then Linux will not understand that it is an executable, and so it will not run. But if you come across that, then you can do the double check here, that if this is like checked, if I uncheck this, then I'll not be able to run it. But if I check this, it will tell the operating system, at least Linux, to make that file as runnable. And after that, when you double click on that, it will run and it will open Kdenlive. So when you open Kdenlive, when it opens, it looks like this. So this is the default layout, and you can change the layout by yourself. If I don't want this window here, and if I want to just put it here, you can just drag and drop. And if not, then I can just push it back, so all those things you can do. If you see, when I moved this, it did something. There was another blank window here and it went away, and we'll go over that why did that happen. But this is kind of, the interface. So basically this is like a project bin, and this project bin is all where you bring in your media. So you can just drag and drop just like this. So if I want to work with this photo, then I'll just drag and drop. And so I'll just remove that, that photo is not good. So I'll just remove that. I'm sorry. So you just bring in your medias here. And once you bring your medias in here, then you can drag and drop further from this project bin to your timeline. So this is timeline. You see this bottom, like all the white stripes, horizontal stripes, it's a timeline. What does it do? So it is like where you bring in your videos and audios, and then you produce final video. So that's the project bin. Here, this area is all the effects and transitions. So transition is like when you have two videos or two pictures, and how you want to move from one picture to the other picture. You must have seen that. It's like little fade from like smooth fade from one picture to another picture, or sometimes it's like some zigzag lines which appears and then the next picture appears after that. So those are all the transitions. And effects is if you want to kind of make your picture grayscale, if you want to make it like black and white, and then if you want to make it look like very ancient pictures, or the pictures from the old the roll-based, film-based photographs. All those effects can be done. If you want to rotate your picture, if you want to tilt your picture, if you want to make it perspective looking, if you want to bring kind of the pan and zoom, all those effects are here. If you want to distort your picture, and so lots of effects. I mean, there are tons of effects here. So this is the effects. This area you see here, the black thing, it is the preview window. So when you run your project, how it would look like in final render, you can preview it here. So you can just play and up to the timeline until the point where you have all the clips spanned. Until then, it will preview here. Okay, so those are the things which is kind of we discuss, and there are a couple of other things which we can do. If you want to, by default, the look and feel, if you see, it's nice, low light, dark theme, and I love it because it just gives less strains to my eyes. So I love it, and so that's why it is. But if you want to change the look and feel, then you can go to theme, and these are all the themes. Probably based on your installation, some of the themes may not be available, because some of the themes which you see here, it's not really the Kdenlive themes. It is the KDE themes. I mean, you know what KDE is if you know Linux. It's kind of the you can say it's a front-end making tool or front-end tool for the look and feel. And these are a couple of things are it came from KDE, and I have KDE Plasma as my desktop in this Ubuntu, and that's why a couple of themes are coming from there. So the default is this, and then if I change theme to Breeze, this is how it would look. And I really don't like that white thing. If you see Breeze high contrast, this is how it looks. If you change to Honeycomb, this is how it looks. If you change to Obsidian Coast, this is how it, I mean, there are some minor difference. It's not that great. If you see this menu item selected, it's like a blue, and it's very subtle difference. If you select Oxygen, it is like this, little pinkish, it's girlish. If you change it to Steel, then there's little difference, and so on and on. And I mean, you can try it yourself, but I like Breeze Dark. This is the best, you know, the color scheme I like, and so I keep it. There are other things like I just told you, right? This window, it just disappeared. What you can do is you can go to View menu here, and then you can say I want library. So this is my library, okay, window. You can go, I don't want library, so I'll just turn it off. I don't want to see that. Project bin, project monitor, and project bin. If I just uncheck this, see my project monitor or the project bin has gone, and that is the blank area right now. So, and keeping the project bin visible is good, so I'll just keep it. There are a couple of other things. Histogram. Histogram is nothing but, you know, the graphical picturization or graphical visualization of the colors and brightness and contrast of a picture or a video clip at particular frame. And you can search for yourself. I cannot explain everything about the histogram, but there are good rules, you know, which you can follow by looking at the histograms and make your pictures more appealing, or you know, some standard, you know, the media things, how picture should look like or the media should look like. So that's the histogram. I don't need histogram for most of my stuff because I use my DSLR, and most of the things I take care in my DSLR about the lightings and colors and white balance and aperture and everything. So, and ISO and everything. So I will not just, I don't want to view the histogram, at least for now. So I'll just keep it off. Other things are like effects. If you don't want to see the effects are gone. It's only the transition now. But if you just turn that on, you'll see transition effects, both those things. So if you want to show the project notes, if you have taken any notes, you can take the project notes here, and you can type in here that this is the work in progress project. So when you save the project, this notes will be saved, and when you open the project, you know that these are the things. I mean, sometimes you leave the video editing at a certain point and you had a couple of ideas what you wanted to do, but there was something else which came up which needs your attention in priority, and then it's good to take a notes at that point, so when you come back, you know that what you were supposed to do. So that's for the notes. I don't need notes, so I'll just take the notes off. And there's a timeline you need, definitely, right? So I mean, turning off the timeline is not how you will edit your video. Then how would you know? So transition is just here. I mean, we just turn off the effects. If you just turn this off and check it, the transitions will go away, which we need, so we'll not do that. This is undo history, so it will just keep on, tracking all your things, and then you can revert back to certain point in your history. I don't need that either, so I'll not turn it on. So these are the things I think which you can tweak the UI the way you like. And there are so many things. If you go to all these menu items, there are so many menu items, and we cannot go each and everything here, but probably as we go into the more detailed tutorials, we'll go over that. If you want to know which version you are running, then you can just go here in help and about Kdenlive, and then you can know that which version you are running. So I'm running 18.12.1, which is the latest. Okay, and it uses the MLT for the media encoding and FFmpeg also. So that's what. And then Kdenlive has the online documentation available. There are so many YouTube videos apart from mine where you can go and learn other things. So this is the kind of the basic interface which we have, and a couple of other things like what is this high quality and reset tool and all that. As we really start working on the videos or the audio, we will use those tools, and at the time I'll explain it a little bit also. And I think that would be more practical. If I just give you the theories about these tools and not do anything really practical, you will not be able to understand what exactly it does. So it's very advisable that we explore and discuss about those things when we actually work on it, and that will give you a very visual, practical idea how to use those tools. Okay, so I think that's it for today, and hopefully as I get time, I'll be creating other videos, and then we will talk more about all those things, right? Okay, so happy weekend, and continue to learn about Kdenlive. And if you have more stories to tell from your experience, just do let me know, and you can leave the comments, you can subscribe my channel. And I'm not asking you because I'm not getting anything out of YouTube subscribers. It's just for my knowledge that, okay, what I'm producing here or what I'm doing here is really useful to some people. And some people are shy. I mean, even though this material may be useful, they might not leave comments, they might not subscribe. That's fine. So it's completely fine. So just stay tuned and look for the more videos. Okay, thank you.